Good morning. It's Ginny and Tim at DS Tech.
Hello.
It's harvesting season.
It is.
It is. We're all harvesting all of the good veggies from our garden and canning and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about, and we're going to make an analogy for you so to help you remember how to harvest good security for your business.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, drop them and visit our website, sign up for our newsletter, all that good jazz, dstech.net. So let's talk about harvesting good security.
Yeah, sure.
What do we got?
So, it's harvest time, as we already said. So farmers are out in the fields gathering the rewards from months of planning, planting, and protecting the crops. But here's the thing. Harvesting doesn't just happen by accident. It's the result of careful preparation, daily effort. And when it comes to your business security, the same principles do apply. So you can't wait until an attack hits to start thinking about your defenses. Today, I just want to show you how strong security is like a good harvest, planning, nurturing, and protecting along the way. And then
it's kind of like when winter comes and you haven't harvested your food.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Go to the store. But.
So every successful farm starts with a plan.
Yep.
Farmers choose the right soil, prepare the land, decide which crops to grow. They don't just scatter seeds all willy-nilly. In the same way, businesses need a strategy before they plant their technology. So that's where certain programs, for example, we use the Microsoft 365 ecosystem here. And so we use management configuration. We lay out the rows of your garden, right? It's like getting your email foundations, permissions, who can access what, some of the basic foundations of your data security. And then just like fences and gates can keep predators out of the garden or all those deer, conditional access, and your multi-factor is basically like your fence for your digital space. So only right people can get in and intruders are stopped at the gates without this in their planning station. Well, you're basically leaving your garden wide open for attackers. It's like, yeah, you can get everything set up, but if you don't then secure it with your fence, well, everyone's just going to come in and eat the fruits of your labor. So once the ground is ready, it's kind of time to plant. A farmer knows that the quality in your security seeds determine the strength of the crop. So if you plant weak seeds, get weak food. So just like security, the tools you invest in. Do you want to just use good old Norton that's around? Maybe on your personal computer it's good, but you definitely want to talk about having an advanced MDR system or EDR, endpoint detection and response, that's coupled with the SOC. And we'll get into that in a little bit. And so that's programs, if you're a client of ours, we definitely use that. But if you're not, definitely reach out and we can definitely level up your endpoint protection to the next level using that. So it ensures that if a storm comes, viruses, malware, ransomware, your system can still fight through and still grow strong. It's almost like giving the nutrients to your vegetables and maybe spraying them for blight or maybe getting rid of some of the bugs as they come in. And just having that good endpoint and defensive response can kind of keep everything strong before it starts spreading to the entire network or your crops or your network in this case. Watering and weeding. So, your seeds don't grow into healthy crops on their own. They do need regular watering and constant care. Just like weeds can choke out the field if ignored, small threats can turn into disasters if left unattended, or you keep letting all these little things kind of build up. So that's where the Security Operations Center comes in. So when you buy an advanced endpoint protection from us, it actually comes with a 24/7 security center, which has live humans that are looking at all the logs. And if something's happening, they can instantly isolate the machine, maybe roll back, do all kinds of fancy technical voodoo to protect your systems. And it's really, really neat. So that's kind of like having a farmer who never leaves the field day or night. They're kind of out there looking at things the second, a blight starts coming up, or maybe there's an issue with watering on this plant. They'll let you know right away before it takes over the whole field. Just so it's kind of like what your security center is looking at all your logs for your endpoint protection, and just anytime little things come up, they'll alert you to it so you can take care of it before it becomes a real problem. And then there's also email protection. Phishing emails are like weeds pretending to be part of the crop. If you don't pull them early, they can spread and start causing damage. So you want to filter them out before they get to your employees. And again, you have email filtering systems we can set up and make sure you're protected there. And then we're protecting the crop. So even with weeding and watering, farmers still face constant threats such as pests, animals, and storms. That's why they use scarecrows, nets, barns, and silos to protect what's growing. So in the security world, this is where layered defenses shine. So you have like multi-factor authentication. It's kind of like locking your barn. If someone tries to sneak in, they need the right key or the passcode to actually get into the doors. They may see that here's the barn, here's all the stuff we want to get to, but I just don't have the keys to get in. So having MFA and conditional access policies will only let the right people into the data as they need to. And of course, backups are like storing grain in a silo. Even if a storm wipes out part of the field, your harvest isn't completely gone and you have a safe reserve ready to go. So make sure you have good quality backups Same thing, it's just like storing extra seeds or anything that if you had a bad crop or a bad season, or you canned extra tomatoes, so that way if you had a bad season next year, you'll have a plenty. So you just, those are kind of like your backups. You just have all that there.
That's true. I think my mom used to keep a 3-year rotation. Like,
Right.
you know, when they got to 3 years or whatever, she tossed them.
Yeah.
But
Use the old stuff
something
first.
like
Yep.
that.
Yep. We're just now finally getting to our new pickles, because the same thing, we had to eat all our old pickles before we were allowing ourselves to eat the new ones. And
Yeah.
they're so much more crunchy. It's great.
That's true.
So,
and flavorful.
So come to the harvest time. So now you've done all this farming, all this planting, all this stuff, and you're securing your network really good. That's where the harvest comes in. So picture, baskets of produce, workers celebrating, everyone's happy. So after months of planning, planting, watering, and protecting, the farmer finally gets to reap the reward, which is a healthy harvest. So in businesses, what does your harvest look like? Well, you're going to get fewer breaches, greater resilience, peace of mind. Staff aren't clicking the phishing emails. You have great endpoint security. So if someone did accidentally click a phishing email, the EDR is going to kick into place. And then if that still didn't stop it, then the SOC can take action. So you have multiple layers of defenses, and you can basically rest easy running your business without having to worry about the security is the ultimate goal. Just let DS Tech handle it. And then if you have any questions, just reach out.
You can try piecing it together. But...
Yeah. So this says the real fruit of your labor is a secure, stable business that can keep growing season after season. And just like a farmer reinvests into the soil for next year, security isn't a one-time job. It's an ongoing cycle of care, protection, and improvement. And that makes sense. You can always improve, always optimize, and add an extra layer. You start this year with, say, advanced EDR with a SOC and email protection, and then maybe next year you finally layer on some cloud backups on top of your local backups. You can always keep adding things to make things better. You don't need to go all in at once. Yep. Yeah. So security like farming is just not a one-day task. So just like your MSP, if you reach out to us, we'll definitely help you with your security and do the ongoing security awareness, for example, for your employees. If they want to take tests on the modern, QR codes are a big thing, for example, with phishing, and just on the latest attacks that are coming out there, reach out to DS Tech. We can definitely help and set those campaigns up and make sure your staff are fully educated. So
yeah, we got the whole stack. We got all of it.
Yeah.
The whole farm.
Yeah, we do. Everything from seed to fruit. So we're good to go.
And then your harvest can be you making money, right?
That's the ultimate goal. Exactly. So.
All right. Well, make it a great day. Happy harvest season. And we will see you next time. Drop your questions and make sure you visit dstech.net. Sign up for our newsletter.